Unit 3 Triangles, Lesson 3.2, Triangle Inequalities and Isosceles Triangles. Watching the section on October the 18th and 19th, prior to class 1022 and 1023. Please note, again, the location and the date and time that you're watching this video. Don't forget to get a parent, guardian, or teacher witness sign-off. Turn off all distractions. Last class, we learned the very simple concept that triangles add up to 180. So when you see triangles, just automatically trace them. Just automatically trace triangles. A little baby 180. Every time you see a triangle, just get in the habit of tracing and putting a baby 180. Now here, we're to find all possible angles. So I actually want you to pause the tape and attempt to do this completely on your own. Should take you about 2 minutes. And then return to the tape. All right, let's see how you did. The easiest thing for you to spot, hopefully, was vertical angles. So if this is 55, that's 55 degrees. And then you should also be spotting linear pairs, which add up to 180. That's 95. 95 away from 180 is going to be 85 degrees. And then to get this third angle right here, we're going to go 85 plus 55. That's 10. Carry the 1. That's 140. And take away 140 away from 180. And we get this angle here is 40. Once again, we have 180 going this way. And we have 100 plus 40 is 140. Take it away from 180, that gives here 40. Going this way, that's 180. So that means this right here is 100, and 100 plus 40, take away from 180 is 40 again. Take a look, and we've maxed out all our angles. Now we're going to be talking about triangle inequality. This is a really simple concept to understand as long as you're extremely physically interacting with your diagram. So please, when I say trace, do so. When I say sweep, do so. So here we have, I'd like you to label short, medium, and long, please, at the sides. This one, of course, is the short side. This is the long side. Therefore, this is the medium side. Very simple concept. I'd like you to trace the shortest side, please. Draw an arrow, sweep, write the word small. In a triangle, the smallest angle is across from the shortest side. The smallest angle is across from the shortest side. Trace with me the medium side. Draw an arrow pointing to the opposite angle. Sweep, write the word middle. In a triangle, the middle angle is across from the medium side. The middle angle is across from the medium side. Trace with me the longest side. Draw an arrow to the opposite angle. Sweep. Write the word large. The largest angle is across from the longest side. So say this out loud and circle. Smallest, shortest. Middle, medium, largest, longest. The sides and angles coordinate, small, medium, large, opposite one from the other. Let's take a shot at one together, and then you try one application. We have a triangle TUV. So I'm just going to watch the TUV here. I don't know what the triangle is shaped, so I'm just going to draw any normal triangle. I'm going to label it TUV. And now I'm going to label. TU is 3. TU is my shortest side. UV is 4. I'm going to put a 4 here, and that's obvious. That's going to be my medium side. TV is 6. That, of course, is my longest side. So I want to order the angles from, underline, greatest to least. Greatest to least. So we're going from largest, middle, small. That doesn't look middle. Let's fix that. So just make greatest, so largest, medium, small. And in this case, the largest angle is opposite the longest side. So our largest angle is angle U. Our medium angle is across our medium side. So our medium angle is angle T. And our smallest angle is across our smallest side, our shortest side. That's going to be angle V. I'd like you to pause the video and attempt this problem here. Welcome back. Okay, here we want to order the sides from the least to the greatest. So let's make a little physical diagram, least to greatest. So we want to order the sides. These are sides now. So the shortest, then to the medium, and then to the longest. So we first have to identify our small, medium, and large angles. Our smallest angle is 35. That means our shortest side is VU or UV, however that's your short side. Your medium angle is 56. I'm going to circle, draw an arrow. So that means TU is my medium side. And 89, that means TV, or VT, same thing, is my long side. So the angles increase and decrease according to how the larger and smaller sides are oriented. Now with this understanding, we're going to come to a very common conclusion. What happens when things are equal? Because here, nothing's equal. We have small, medium, large. Let's ask a more basic question. What makes a triangle? There's a real simple property here that whenever you have a triangle, any two sides of the triangle have to add up larger than the third side. For example, in this triangle, 7 plus 4 is 11 is greater than our third side, 8. Let's try another one. 4 plus 8 which is 12, is greater than 7. Let's try another one. 7 plus 8, which is 15, is greater than 4. So real simple concept. If you have a triangle, any two sides of the triangle have to be add up and be greater than the third side. If this is not true, it is not a triangle. So I'm going to teach you something called the monkey face test. The monkey face test. Let's say you have 3 lengths, a 6, 8, and 10, and you're asked, determine if this can create a triangle. A couple ways you can do that. The long way would be to cut out straws, like 6 centimeters, 8 centimeters, and 10 centimeters, and see if it actually fits together to make a triangle. That's the long way. The short way would be to do what I call is the monkey face test. The monkey face test is this. Eyebrow, eyebrow, smiley. I call that the smiley monkey face test. Let's see here. Let's do the blue. 6, 8, 10. The green is 8, 10, 8, 10, and then you put your leftover 6. The red is going to be 6 to 10, and then the leftover 8. Now, let's check all 3. 6 plus 8 is 14. 14 is greater than 10. 8 plus 10 is 18. 18 is greater than 6. 6 plus 10 is 16. 16 is greater than 8. All 3, the sum of 2 sides is greater than the third side, so we would say, yes, this is a triangle. Let's check this one. Again, monkey face, eyebrow, eyebrow, smiley. 6 and 8. Put your third 14 over here. 8, 14, leftover 6. 6, 14, leftover 8. Let's check. 6 plus 8 is 14. Here, 14 equals 14. 8 plus 14 is 22. That's greater than 6. 6 plus 14 is 20, is greater than 8. But because this is not greater than, it's not greater than all 3 times, then we would say this combination of sides is no, it is not a triangle. I want you to pause the video now and do monkey face and check to see if these 3 lengths make a triangle. Pause, do this on your own, then restart the video. Okay, welcome back. Let's try it. Eyebrow, eyebrow, smiley. Six plus 10 is greater than, 16 plus 10 is 26. That's greater than 6. Yes, check. Let's try the green. 10 plus 6 and then 16. That's equal. Let's try the red. 16 plus 6 and 10. That's greater than. However, because this middle one is equal, these lengths here are not a triangle. Did you guess correctly? If you didn't, please change. So over here we learned that the smallest angle is across the shortest side, medium angle, the middle angle across from the medium side, and the largest angle is across from the longest side. Now we're going to contemplate, well, what happens when their sides are equal? We have an isosceles triangle. Isosceles triangle, there's some simple vocabulary we need to talk about before we move on here. A couple of these words you already know. In an isosceles triangle, the two equal sides, so mark those hatch marks. Trace this side on the hatch mark. Trace that on the hatch mark. Those are called legs, so just write leg and leg. When we talk about legs of an isosceles triangle, it's the equal side. Vertex. Vertex is the hinge of the equal sides. It's the hinge. Vertex. Base is the third side that's opposite of the vertex. It's the third side that is opposite of the vertex, across from the vertex. Base angles are the two angles connected to the base. These are called base angles. Plural. Knowing this, if you have two equal sides, you have two equal angles. So let's do this. If isosceles, so mark this isosceles, trace the two equal sides. If you have two equal sides, then follow this hatch mark with your eyeball. Draw a light arrow. Follow that hatch mark down. Follow that hatch mark down. If you have two equal sides, you will get two equal angles. Two equal sides, two equal angles. If isosceles, base angles are congruent. Follow the hatch marks. If isosceles, base angles are congruent. The converse is also true. Here, I'd like you to trace the base angles, please, and mark them congruent. Now, follow the hatch mark lightly and draw an arrow. Follow that hatch mark. Follow this hatch mark. The base angles are opposite of the congruent sides. So if base angles are equal, then it is isosceles. If two angles are equal, then it is isosceles. That's the converse. Last concept. If you have an isosceles triangle, so let's start by making this isosceles. So if I have two equal sides, so trace, trace, hatch mark. If I have isosceles, we're going to draw a median. A median means to go to the midpoint. From the vertex, there's your vertex, to the midpoint of the opposite side. So now we're at double hatch marks. That's called a median. Medians goes from the vertex to the opposite side's midpoint. Why don't you label that a median? That segment is called a median. That median does two things in an isosceles triangle. It bisects this vertex angle, cuts it in half, and it creates right angles at the base. It's perpendicular to the base. So in an isosceles triangle, this median cuts that in half, the vertex angle, and makes right angles down by this midpoint. Knowing these properties, let's take a problem together. In this diagram, let's note what two sides are equal and try to find everything that we can find. What I like to do first is identify what angles are equal. So we're going to follow the hatch marks. So follow with me. Darken this hatch mark and darken this hatch mark. Now follow that hatch mark, draw an arrow. Follow this hatch mark, draw an arrow. This means that these two angles, here and here, have to be equal. So hatch, hatch. Now I'm going to come over here. I'm going to darken these two hatch marks. The hatch marks, draw an arrow to the angles that the hatch marks point to, which would be this one and this one. Sweep those angles, and those angles are going to be equal. Now that you see which angles are equal, now let's see what else we can find. I know, of course, if I sweep like that, that's 180, which means that this angle here, 180 minus 110, that this is 70. And if that's 70, notice the hatch marks, that means that's 70. I add 70 plus 70 equals 140. Take 140 away from 180, and we get 40. That means this angle here has to be 40 degrees. Well, note we have a couple vertical angles or bow tie angles, so if that's 40, this is 40. Note the hatch marks. If this is 40, over here this is 40. So I'm going to add 40 plus 40 equals 80. Take 180 minus 40. And of course we get 140. So this angle right here is 140. So just by noting what angles are equal, we can find everything. But wait, we haven't found everything. You need to watch out for these exterior angles. If this is 70, out here is 72. And then we can do this. Adds up to 180. That means this angle out here is 110. This exterior angle here is 110. We go like that. That's 180. That means this exterior angle here is 140. And this angle here is 140. So be very careful when I ask you to find everything. Make sure you don't neglect the exterior angles. Now you're going to try one problem on your own. This problem, I'd like you to stop the tape, attempt to find everything that you can find, and then restart the tape and see how you did. Welcome back. Let's see how you did. First, I'm going to go over, these are congruent, and of course these are congruent. First thing I'm going to do is follow the congruent hatch marks. I'm going to draw these arrows that the hatch marks lead to, and I'm going to note that this angle and this angle are equal. Then I follow the hatch marks over here, and I note that this angle and this angle are equal. Start on the outside here, that's 103. Take away from 180. And of course you get 77. If that's 77, you should have gotten 77 here. Now we add 77 plus 77. 14, carry the 1. We get 154. Take that away from 180. Of course we get 26. We get 26 here. Did you notice the right angle? That's the key to the whole problem here. So to get this angle right here, we're going to go 90 minus 26. And we're going to get 64. That 64 over here must also be 64. You add 64 and 64, we get 128. 180 minus 128. and we get 52. This angle here is 52. Careful, you're not done. 180 minus 64. This is 116, which means over here is 116. And then this is also 64 degrees. Double check, make sure you have all the exterior angles, and you do. Circle the ones that you missed or got incorrect and go back and correct them. Please make note, next class, for lesson 3.3, you need to bring both a compass and a straight edge. A compass and a straight edge.